Hey y'all, happy February. I hope you're having an amazing day so far. I'm Hammerhead and welcome back to the channel. So I love doing monthly favorites. I love chit-chatting about what I was loving in the previous month. We know the music, the fashion, the movies, the whatever. So let's get into what I was loving. And before we start, if you could please do me a favor, if you enjoy this video, if you could please like it, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. That'd mean a lot. And if you want to tell me down below what you were loving in the month of January, I would love to know. What were you digging? So yeah, let's get into it. I have my laptop right here and it has all my notes on it, so you know. Okay, so my first favorite of the month is this puffy jacket. I have worn this jacket so much. Y'all, my family came to visit me they came to visit me at the end of December for like the holiday season, and that was so nice. I was so glad to see them, but whenever they came, I was like, Mom, I need my black puffer coat. This black puffer coat is from Everlane. I've had it since I was like 21. Why did I say it like that? Oh my gosh. I've had it for a few years now, and I didn't really use it a lot in Texas, except for the one time during the winter snowstorm, throwback. But I was like, I really need a black puffer coat, and I don't want to buy a new puffer coat because I know I have one. So whenever she came over, I was like, can you please bring my black puffer coat? I really need it. And she came in clutch. Thank you so much, Mommy. Literally, this puffer coat has saved my life 1,000,001 times. It's filled with down. I think it's 80% recycled down, so it's super, super warm. It has literally saved my butt. I could not have made it through January without this puffer coat. I wore it to work. I wore it out. I wore it exploring. I wore it on dates. I wore it with my friends. I was like, I literally can't do anything without this puffer coat. And the only thing I don't like about it is that it's not waterproof. So when it was rainy, I would just be dealing with the rain and like a wet puffer coat, which isn't the best. But it wasn't like ever super, super bad. I had an umbrella for the most part, and then it broke, so I need to buy an umbrella. But anyways, it's so long, it goes down past my knees. It's very warm, and it has a double zip zipper, so it's really, really handy if like I have something in my pocket in my jeans. I don't have to unzip the whole thing. I can just unzip a little bit, take it out, move on with my life. I feel like I'm holding her up like a fish that I just caught. But it's just like a super, super basic black puffer coat, and I could not have made it through January in London without this puffer coat. So number one favorite. She's like all-timer. I wore her probably 5 times every week this month. I love her. My next favorite this month is this black turtleneck tank top. I don't care what you say, one of the most attractive pieces of clothing that any person, real, fictional, man, woman, non-binary, any person will look so good in a black mock neck tank top. I don't know what it is, but it's so freaking good. I've had this tank top since I was like, I think my mom gave it to me when I was in high school, so when I was like 18. This is 8 years old, I think. It's by the brand, I think it's from like JCPenney. It's inside out. It's by the brand Worthington. I want to go find this exact tank top on like Vinted or like Poshmark or something, genuinely, because if this ever gets ripped, torn, stained, whatever, like if anything ever happens to it, I genuinely think I might lose my mind. When I don't know what to wear, I wear this tank top, and you look so, the fabric is so flattering, and it has this like interesting like kind of pattern texture across the front, so it's not just like a boring black tank top, but there's like a little bit of texture to keep it interesting, but still also very sleek and seamless, streamlined. I meant to say streamlined. It just is the most flattering fabric, the most flattering cut. I wear it with jeans, with skirts. I wear it to job interviews. I wear it going out with friends, like literally whenever I don't know what to wear. It's kind of like my go-see outfit of like this tank top when I need to do headshots. Like literally every single headshot I have, I do it with this tank top because it's just so flattering. And I just wore it so much this month. I wore it for different shoots. I wore it for a few job interviews. Like it's just, I have always, like this is like Hall of Famer. Again, Hall of Famer tank top for years now. I love this tank top so much. We go deep, y'all, we go deep. So love her, really loved her last month. My next fashion favorite of January was this everlane blazer. I have matching pants with this, and I love, like, it's like a drapey trouser. It's just very flattering, I think. And I had a few job interviews. I have a job currently, but I'm trying to find like another job. And so whenever I'm like, you know, on a Zoom interview, I'm going in person, I think this is a really nice blazer, because also I'm not going for like, you know, like just engineering tech roles or anything. It's like more casual, you know, more chill. So I think this is always like a nice, fun, but also very put together outfit. It's just, the shoulders are also very strong. I really enjoy how pronounced the shoulders are, because I already have very broad shoulders, so I like whenever things have like more structure on the shoulders. But it's just a really well-made blazer. It fits very well. It's also very long, so it's a little more casual. And I just think it's very flattering. And I think it's like a nice blazer that you can wear like outside of work. It's not just like a work event kind of blazer. It's like, you can wear it to like, not the pub, but like you could wear it out, or you can like style it up in a way that like it makes sense to wear out and not just to the office, which is always a very nice piece. Okay, so my next favorite is this hair gel, Miss Jessie's Jelly Soft Curls. Y'all, I used this hair gel religiously when I lived back in the States, but I looked it up, and to buy it in the UK, it was 45 pounds. 45 pounds. 45 pounds for hair gel. And I don't know what it is, but I have not been able to find like regular old hair gel here in the UK. I'm going to Boots, I'm going to Superdrug. I can't find like regular hair gel, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just not finding it, but I just could not find hair gel. And my hair gel that I was traveling with over the summer, like my travel size hair gel, she was running out. I was like, that sounds, I was going for every little last drop of gel. I was trying to scrape it out of that bottle, and she was run ragged. And so whenever Minsa was coming over, Minsa is one of my besties, and we're also like, we live together, so it's awesome. But whenever she was coming over from the States, she was like, hey, is there anything you want from the States? And I was like, actually, if you could grab me like a bottle of gel, I'd be so happy. And she delivered, of course, she's the best. And my hair finally, I'm like, okay, we're starting to like, I love this hair gel so much. I love this hair gel so much. And I'm so glad that I get to be using it again. So this is just one of my favorites. It always makes my hair like curls look so bouncy. It doesn't look great right now because I didn't really style it super well whenever I last took a shower, but it makes your hair look so bouncy and curly, and my hair really likes it. And it feels nice. It feels nice to be like back in my routine of like hair gel and hair products that I'm used to and that I know I like. So anyway, big win. Big win. And the last is not really like a beauty item, but it's like health, I guess, and it's vitamin D supplements. In December, I was really, really on it about taking my vitamin D supplements and making sure I was like being proactive, because I was like, I know that like the gray skies and the no sunshine could affect me. You know, I was like, I know I can be predispositioned for some sadness if I don't get some sunlight. So I was really, really proactive about making sure I took it. And then I stopped taking it for a little bit while because I was like moving and it was crazy in my family and things were happening in January. And then once I finally started getting back in the routine of taking my supplements and making sure, hey, let's take care of ourselves, let's take a little pill, it'll make us feel better, it did. So vitamin D supplements, very, very, very much necessary, especially during this time of life where it's just a little bit gray. Okay, now onto some of my favorite experiences from the month of January. Number one, moving into my new flat with Minsa. Again, you can't really see it, but look at this fireplace. Marble mantle fireplace. We can't use it, but that's okay. It looks really like London-y. I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed with our new space. My old house, it was great. You know, it was great location, great transportation. And it was there when I needed it to be there, but I'm really, really glad to be having a living room and a dining area and a bigger kitchen and a bigger bedroom and, you know, having a garden and living in just like a cute spot. I really, really, really am so happy that I'm living with in a new spot in London, but also with one of my best friends in the entire world. Like, I'm just so, so, so lucky. Also this month, I've been doing a lot of things with friends. I've been meeting new friends, I've been making new friends. Some of my friends that I've made already, we went and we did a karaoke night and then we went out, and that was just super fun to like have a little bit of a girls' night with, you know, with a new circle of friends and being like, okay, like, yeah, let's go do karaoke, and then just kind of like have a good night out, having fun and going new places. And it feels nice to, again, like really start getting a social circle built, because I've only been here for like almost a little less than 6 months at this point, but it feels nice to be like, okay, like I have friends, like I'm meeting new people, I'm putting myself out there, and I'm starting to like reap the rewards of like having a more solid social circle. So that's really cool. And then I also did a vision board making class, and I made a new friend there, and we already went out, me, her, and Minsaw. We went out, we got drinks, we're gonna go do something later on, I think either this week or next week. So again, it's just really cool to be like, wow, like it just is, making friends in your mid-20s can be difficult. It's a little bit harder, you definitely have to put in more effort, but I think it's just really rewarding whenever you're like, okay, wait, I'm meeting cool people and I'm having fun, and it's just been cool to make new friends. And then the other night, me and my friends, we had a Bridgerton watch party. We got some wine, we got some Dominoes, we put Bridgerton on the screen. It was just, we caught up, we gabbed. It was just such a good time. I love it. I love it. And I've never seen Bridgerton before. Actually, we'll talk about that in a sec. All right, moving on to my favorite media of the month. First, let's talk about songs. I really loved 3 songs last month, and number 1 is Houston Girls by Southside. I saw her promoting the song on TikTok and I love it. I love that song. It makes me, because here's the thing, I'm a Houston girl at heart. Yes, I live in London now, but I'm always gonna be a Houston girly. I'm gonna be from the H. Like, it's just, there's like the pride of being from Houston, you know what I mean? And I love that song. I absolutely am like, yep. I love her voice. I love, like, it makes me feel so hype, and it also makes me just represent Houston a little bit more. So I really have been loving that song. I've also been loving Panic by EsDeeKid. I've been on an EsDeeKid kick for like the last month and a half. And I really was loving Panic last month just because I love the way his Scouse accent sounds whenever he says, "Lad, I'm spinning down your block hot in a drop top, got your bird in a crop top, smoking top crop." I am just obsessed with A, the wordplay, and B, just the way his voice, like the accent, it just makes every like word just sound so much more interesting. It's just it just scratches your brain in the right way, the way his accent and like the words flow. So I was really, really loving Panic by him last month. And then the last song I was really loving was Last Train to London by Electric Lights Orchestra. That song is just, I love a song that you can just like put in your headphones and you can just walk and kind of like imagine, and you're like, yeah, life is awesome. And granted, I was listening to that song over and over and over after I thought I killed an interview and on a way to a date, and like neither of those things panned out, but that's okay. That's okay. I love that song, and I just love walking around London listening to Last Train to London. It just feels so like romantic. Like it feels so like, I don't know, it just like helps romanticize your life. Okay, my favorite TV show for the month, I didn't really watch a lot, but what I did watch was Bridgerton. And granted, I've never seen it before. I've never seen any of the other seasons. I like know it's a thing, but I just was like, I feel like I always think I'm not really gonna like romance movies or rom-coms. Like it's just not my fancy. And then the thing is, every time I watch them, I eat that up. I eat it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever made. And so we watched Bridgerton. We've seen the first 3 of 4 episodes. And that 3rd episode, between the mom and whenever she's like letting her feelings spill about, you know, being with another man and, you know, how's it gonna work? And he's just there for her, holding her hand and being like just like being so listening. Oh my gosh, I was literally crying. I was like, this is everything. This is everything. And oh gosh. And then Sophie and Benedict and like what's gonna go on. I love it. I'm so obsessed. I get it. Everyone, I'm sorry. I don't know why I didn't hop on this train earlier. I need to like rewatch. I need to watch season 1, season 2, and season 3 now. Cause this is real. This is real. This means a lot to me. So I love that. And then I didn't watch a movie last month, which is crazy. I've not been on my movie game at all. I really want to watch Marty Supreme, and I really wanted to watch Avatar, Fire and Ash, and I didn't see either of them just because, again, like I said, it was a busy month, so sad. But hopefully I shall go to the movies soon. Yay. Okay, and now on to my book reviews. I only read 1 book last month, which is kind of crazy. It took me a long time to kind of get into it, but once I got into it, I was like, oh, I'm in this. I read The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and I would rate that 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a beautiful book. I really enjoyed reading it. What I really enjoyed about it was that there was a very specific and very consistent tone and word choice. So I think all the words that she used created a very specific, warm, and like aged feeling. Like it felt like these words, a lot of the descriptions she used, they felt very of the time. Like it felt very aged and old and something that you would hear about in like an actual myth. Like it didn't feel modern. It felt very, like it could relate to modern times, but it felt very aged and very lost in time. I really enjoyed that. I think that was a very specific like word choice. And so it made you feel like you were watching these characters kind of like through a hazy, you know, looking glass or like a mirror or something like that. You're like, it makes the world kind of feel like it's hazy. It's not quite clear, you know, kind of like you scrubbed at something, but like there's still streaks and age marks on like a window that you can't quite see through. And I really appreciated how specific, I know I keep saying that, but I really, really did appreciate how consistent her tone of voice was, because I feel like it can be extremely hard to nail that specific tone and to have it be so consistent throughout the entire book and for it to feel so real and part of the world. So I thought she just did an incredible job. And the thing that is interesting, I tried to read Circe a few years ago and I wasn't a fan of it. I read like a chapter or two and I was like, this isn't for me right now. I didn't like the writing style, but this writing style I thought was extremely, extremely well done. So kudos to her, fabulous book. I thought the world building and the character building was also very well done. And it also feels so sweet. I appreciated how sweet the love was. I mean, of course there were troubles between them, of course, but it was just nice to see something just like, I love this person and I admire them and I want to spend forever with them. And I just love stuff like that. I thought it was just, I loved that world building and I loved that part of the romance. Spoiler warning, go to this timestamp if you do not want any spoilers. But I thought it was a really cool choice to have Patroclus narrate the whole book. And whenever he died, I was like, oh, how are we gonna get a narrator? Like who's gonna be taking over the story at this point? And I thought that was just such a cool choice to have him as a corpse, as a spirit, you know, still narrating the story, have him quite literally haunting the narrative, because, you know, he's still in the spirit realm. He's still seeing everything because he's not able to pass on to that new life. And that was just so heartbreaking, like seeing him see Achilles cry over his body and, you know, cry, and it was just such an interesting choice to have him, you know, to have him just narrate it still from the other side of life. It was just, oof, that was really sad. I would really, really recommend this book if you're looking for just a solid read and it just kind of sweeps you off your feet and you just want to like escape a little bit. I would really recommend this book. I think it was fabulous. Fabulous book. Really loved it. And I'm currently reading in like kind of like that same theme of like ancient Greek, but like not really. It's like futuristic Rome. I'm reading The Will of the Many, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it right now. I'm like, it's a long book. It's taking me a minute to like really get into it, but I'm reading that one right now, and I will have more concise and interesting thoughts whenever I finish it. So yeah. Okay, well that was that. That's what I was loving in the month of January. I really hope you enjoyed. And again, yeah, if you could please subscribe and like and share this video and comment what you were loving last month, I would really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Also, down below, I always have like my Goodreads, my Letterboxd, my Spotify playlist for the month, all that good stuff is down below. So if you want to see even more music that I was loving, other movies, more reviews, etc., you can go check those out. So